We're up and running. So good to see you all. Good to see so many people on the power hours that we did yesterday. So if you want to do a power hour now, there is one happening right now. There's also one happening at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today. It's the same Zoom number that we've been using. You can scroll down and see that. If you're here, say hello. Good morning. I'm popping on just a little bit late because I had a couple coaching calls this morning, but I wanted to make sure that I pop into the group so that you can get the teaching every day. I'm going to pop into this group and I am going to share what Eric Worre is instructing everybody to do in the accelerators group. So Eric Worre and his group started in the accelerator group. They started their 90-day run on January 3rd. Obviously, we just kicked ours off yesterday, but what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the teachings from each day and I'm popping into the group and giving it to you. So there's scripts that he's using, there's educational teachings that he's sharing. There's a lot of inspiration as well. There's some great stories that he's telling. So please make sure you pop back in here. I am trying to make these shorter so that you guys can just, pop in, plug in, get inspired, get your energy up high and get moving in the right direction. So I think today Eric went for like 70 some minutes. I'm just going to try to get this done in like 20, 30 minutes for you so that you can get into massive action. So if you didn't see yesterday's assignment was to reach out to your hot market. Okay. So if you didn't watch that, it was a great lesson on how to reach out to your hot market and some methodology on why you should be in a hurry, why you need to disqualify people right away. You're not looking to recruit them. You are just simply asking for their support, that you have something very important that it is you're working on over the 90 days. And you just simply want their support to become a one-time customer. And what that looks like is they're going to take the product for, this is how much it's going to cost. They're going to take the product for 120 days because that's how long it takes for our cells to turn over and for us to really make some massive shifts in their body. And then they're going to give you some feedback. And if for whatever reason they're unhappy with it, then you will never bother them again. So that was the assignment yesterday. If you haven't done that, you can do that today in addition to today's assignment, or you can choose to do yesterday's and not do today's. It's totally up to you. The whole idea of this is that you get yourself into massive action. All right. This is all about as much massive action as possible. So some of you are going to take off like a rocket ship and then you're going to throttle it back a little bit. Others of you are going to have a little bit of a slower start and you may have periods where you take off like a rocket ship. Either way is fine. What somebody had said in the group, like, oh, this is a marathon, not a sprint. And Eric corrected them and he said, no, it's actually both, right? So this is a marathon for 90 days, but you're going to have moments during the 90 days where you're probably going to be running harder than others. So just keep that in mind. Be proud of yourself and the work that you're doing and be proud that you are showing up. We have people in the accelerator group that are tuning in from their hospital bed. They're that sick with COVID. I know life is happening for a lot of us. There's a lot of COVID going around. There's a lot of people on this team that have COVID. There's a lot of people whose families have been affected by COVID. There's other, catastrophes and family emergencies and things that are happening. And so it really, comes down to who you are and the resiliency that you have and what happens when you get kicked down. Do you get back up after you have the COVID? Are you doing a little bit even though you're sick? What happens when the universe smacks you down? Are you going to get back up? Realize that we are here for you. Reach out to your upline, reach out to me if you need support. Know that it is, excuse me, it is not easy. This 90-day run is not easy. But that's what separates you from everybody else that is here and everybody else that is part of this team. Because as Lauren said, the numbers don't lie. And it usually boils down to about, 10, 15% of the people that are really going to do things. There's a lot of people in this group. There's a lot of people that aren't doing anything. So be proud of yourself for being here. Eric talked about a lesson today that I thought was super helpful that I wanted to mention to you as well. I can relate to it a little bit So Eric said that for him, when he started his network marketing business, it took off pretty slow. And my business took off slow as well because I was a really good employee. I didn't have a big community. So for me to reach out to people and have it not be about me, it took a while for me to change the perception of the people in my life because I was work, work, work. And now all of a sudden I'm trying to sell people things or help people in my personal life. And, it looked like a one-way street. And this happened to Eric as well in a little bit different way. But he said that for him, he had a big lesson that he had to learn when he first started. And the lesson was that, yeah, hey, Eleanor, you're super slow too. Yeah, just hang in there, and this lesson was so cool that Eric taught because what he said was that, it was a lesson of not being a helper. And so Eric said that he was kind of lazy. And when people were moving, he didn't really want to help them move. So he wouldn't raise his hand. Right. And so, people needed other help and other favors. And he wasn't necessarily the person that was out there doing all that stuff for other people. So it looked like a one-way street. And what Eric says is don't be mad at your community because you've given them a reason to perceive you that way. And it doesn't mean that it was intentional. Mine certainly wasn't intentional. It was just that I was working 89 hours a week in corporate America. So I didn't have the ability to help people when they needed the help. So it took some time for me to reposition that. It took Eric some time to reposition and, be thankful for this. Eric was so thankful for it because it made him better at strategy. He had to think about things differently and employ some things a little in different ways. So it was a great wake up call, but realize that this is just all in the short term. This is just a short-term issue. It's not, you just need to show up and you need to be consistent and all of that perception is going to change. So this 90-day run is designed to get you out of inaction and get you into action as quickly as possible. So just to recap, what we're doing in February is we're recruiting as many people as possible. So in February, the goal is to recruit at least 20 people. So, Eric has specific programs that are how to recruit, 20 people in 30 days. Well, that's what we're doing. That's what he's putting us through for the month of February. So the month of February is how many people can you recruit? Set your sights on 20 people. So then at the end of February and at the beginning of March, we're going to successfully launch and teach you how to launch, get into their warm market and launch them. And then in the month of April, we're going to teach you how to get them to the core rank in the company, right? So right now it's all about how many people can you recruit. Today's lesson was a lot about plan, do, review. And this is something that I know when I'm speaking to some of my sideline friends and we're putting new resources together, they mention this and refer to Eric as well. You plan, you do, and then you review, right? So this just needs to be part of your process because there's so much value in reviewing and understanding what is working and what is not working. So this is a great way too to turn any negative into a positive. There really isn't any negative. Every no is an opportunity for you to understand, what you could have done different. Is there something you could have done better? Is there a different approach that you could have taken to have better success? So as you're going through this 90-day run and you're trying things on, every day that we give you an exercise, please do the exercise and then, you plan for it, right? You do it and then you review and see what worked and what didn't work. So yesterday, the assignment was to create a list of all the people in your hot market that have not purchased your product yet. And then you were going to reach out to them in a very specific way with the script that I put in the notes section and then, see what happened. And then you're going to review and see what worked and what didn't work. So what happened? Put it, if you're watching this now or you're watching it later, just put a hashtag replay if you're watching it later. But let me know what worked. Did you create your list of your hot market? Did you reach out to people with the script that Eric provided for us? What went great? What didn't go great? Did you reach out to 3 people and 3 people said no, so you quit? Did you create your list and you didn't reach out to anybody at all? Well, there's a reason for that. Why didn't you? Right. And so, take the time to review and understand. You're going to learn something about yourself, and reach out to your upline if you need any help. Did you get 5 orders and you quit there because you were excited and you got 5 orders? Why did you quit? Why did you think that that was good enough? So plan, do, review. It's going to allow you to show up stronger tomorrow. So it's not about the results that you get in one day. This cadence that we're putting you in is designed for you to become unstoppable over the next 90 days. So Eric gave a lesson today, and this was all about how to utilize a tool. So when he first started sharing tools, sharing a video, a business video, he was getting about 7% of people that were actually watching the video. And so that's where he came up with a new script and a new methodology. And he went from 7% to 70% of people were actually interacting with him, were actually watching the tool. Okay. And so, what Eric says is let the tool do all the work for you. So instead of just saying, would you please watch this? Cynthia, would you please watch this 7-minute video? The first step of what Eric wants you to do is describe the resource and get their commitment to sitting down and watching it for 7 minutes. So let me just clarify that these are people that you've warmed up. So maybe these are people that you have been corresponding with in the DMs for a while. You've been having some chit chat, and now it's time to go in and have a conversation. Or this is somebody that is in your warm market, a friend, an acquaintance that you've had some interaction with, and now it's time to go in and be very direct. So this script is for anybody that you think is going to be really great at this business. So the activity today, step number 1, is I want you to think about the people in your life that would crush this if they just gave it a good shake. If they could take a strong look at this opportunity and make a commitment, that they would blow this thing out of the water. All right. So those are the people that we want to go have a very direct conversation with today. And you want to let the tool speak for you. So, most of us have a business video where we just describe what it is that we do. And this would be the tool that you'd want to send these people. Okay. So step number 1, I'm going to use my good friend Cynthia here as an example. So, step number 1 is describe the resource and the commitment. Step number 2 is if I were to send you a link, would you watch it? Step number 3 is when could you watch this by? Step number 4 is following up and saying, okay, well, if you could watch this on Thursday, then it's okay. So if Thursday works for you, then by Friday you would have watched it. What time, is there a time that I can follow up with you on Friday? So instead of saying, hey, Cynthia, could you please watch this video, this 7-minute video? I'm going to say, this is how this conversation is going to go. I'm going to say, hey, Cynthia, again, go back to, I'm going to be in a hurry. I'm going to compliment them. I'm going to let her know exactly how I feel from my heart, that I think that she could crush this if if this was for her. I'm going to present a video that's just a few minutes long. I'm going to give her commitment to watch it. And then I'm going to get a good day and time where I can follow up with her. Right. So what I would say to my good friend Cynthia is, hey, Cynthia, thank you so much for taking a few minutes. I only have a few minutes. Today's a really busy day for me, but I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk with me. I've always just appreciated how much love and support that you've thrown my way. It means the world to me. You've always supported all my endeavors, and I hope that that I support yours back. That I'm doing this thing, that I've been part of Juice Plus now for 2 years, and I'm really focused on growing this business. And I just have to say that I think that you could absolutely crush it in this business. You care about people. You are such a delight to be around, and you have such a strong work ethic that I know that if it, you were one of the first people on my list when I thought about expanding my team, and I'm really in a state of expansion right now. Now, I don't know if this is for you, and it may not be for you, and I totally understand if it isn't. But I know how we can find out quickly. I have a short 7-minute video that I would love to send to you. And if I were to send this video to you, would you, at least just take the 7 minutes to watch it and let me know what your thoughts are? Or Cynthia's going to say, yes, Christy, I'll watch the 7-minute video. And I'll say, great, okay, I'll send it to you right now. When do you think that you would have the time to watch this 7-minute video? I'll have it watched by Thursday, Christy. Okay, so by Friday you'll have completed it. You'll have watched it, right? Yes, Christy. Okay, awesome. Is there a good time on Friday that I could reach back out to you and get some feedback and see what your thoughts are? Yeah, Friday at noon. Okay, what's the best way to reach out and to contact you? All right, that's all that we're doing today, you guys. All right, so get your business video together. If you don't have a business video, you can reach out and I can help you put together what the format of a business video should look like. But that's really it. Or maybe it's not a business video. Maybe you have a video of a Zoom recording. Maybe it is, an opportunity call that's been recorded and you just want to send the link to that. That's totally fine as well. So it doesn't matter what the resource is, but you just want to lean on the tool as the main resource that you're going to send to them, and you're going to get their commitment to watch it. Let the tool do all the work and you're just going to follow up. Don't worry about what you're going to say at the follow-up right now. You just want to create your list of as many people as possible that you think would crush this if they really truly gave this their all. If they gave this their all, they would crush it. List all of those people out in your life and then follow up with that script. I'm going to pop off of here and I'm going to put that script in the comment section below. If you have any questions, please reach out and please let us know how you're doing. Also tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Werlicia, who is a QNMD who's going to be pouring into us on why it's important to stay in line. So make sure that that you tune in. I'll put that invite in the Facebook group as well. Okay. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Happy day 2. Go crush it and let us know how your results are doing. Let us celebrate with you. Post your wins. How many customers did you get? How many new partners did you get?